Pemirsa, Presiden Joko Widodo meninjau pembangunan sarana-prasarana dan terminal multifungsi di Labuan Bajo, Manggarai, Nusa Tenggara Timur.
Dalam acara groundbreaking Terminal BBM Pertamina di Terminal Multipurpose Labuan Bajo. Boleh saya minta apresiasi yang tinggi untuk acara hari ini. Terima kasih.
Selamat ulang tahun Virama Karya yang ke-60. Semoga Virama Karya menjadi perusahaan yang selalu tangguh. Selamat.
Ucapkan terima kasih atas kerjasama dan bantuan Virama Karya dan beserta manajemennya yang telah membantu mewujudkan cita-cita kami di Wai Kelambu, sehingga terminal multipurpose Pelabuhan Wai Kelambu bisa terbangun dengan sesuai target waktu yang ditetapkan. Sekali lagi sukses untuk Virama Karya demi Negara Kesatuan Republik Indonesia.
KPA, PPK juga penyedia dan konsultan MK, dalam hal ini PT Virama Karya. Terima kasih sekali lagi, apresiasi dan selamat buat hari ulang tahun yang ke-60 dari kami UPP kelas 2 Labuan Bajo. Terima kasih dan salam hormat kami untuk pimpinan dan jajaran.
Saya selalu PPK di UPP Labuan Bajo mengucapkan banyak terima kasih pada teman-teman bantuan dari PT Virama Karya selaku manajemen konstruksi yang telah kita buktikan bersama selama pelaksanaan kegiatan dengan sukses, dengan profesionalisme yang tinggi dan karyanya yang kita diapresiasi dari semua pihak. Semoga karya-karya kita ini selalu bermanfaat baik negara dan untuk selanjutnya.
Selamat ulang tahun PT Virama Karya ke-60, terus berkarya untuk Indonesia maju.
Selamat ulang tahun PT Virama Karya ke-60. Kami dari staf manajemen cabang Jawa Timur beserta tim proyek Pelabuhan Multipurpose Wai Kelambu mengucapkan Virama Karya selalu jaya.
Selamat ulang tahun PT Virama Karya yang ke-60. Berkarya untuk Indonesia maju.
Delta Sistek Indonesia is a company agent and licensee of DSI products, Technic and services in Indonesia. Established in Jakarta on 23 April 1996 as a Germany-Indonesian joint venture company
with the name of Citra Daiwadag Systems. On 2001, both shareholders agreed to withdraw the company name, and in return Delta Sistek Indonesia took over Eversense. Delta Sistek Indonesia has established itself as one of the leading companies specialized in construction systems and techniques for both reinforced and pre-stressed concrete structures. We offer our clients comprehensive quality management, which organizes all quality-related activities and bring them together into a quality assurance scheme.
Life is beautiful whenever I life is magical. You cast a spell and fill my sky with stars, and in my heart I know
It is truly an honor for us to be part of your wonderful journey. We are proudly building and perfecting the most sustainable living for you and your family. Places for us to grow together, to cherish your loved ones, to nurture nature, to serve your every need, and to support your business. We devote our integrity and commitment to providing impeccable quality and the best living experience, and maintaining the trust that you have given us. We create sustainable living and business.
We invest in infrastructure, energy, and in property to contribute to the nation's development. Our construction business lines include buildings, infrastructure, EPC. We are committed to providing a range of high-quality specialist services, providing solutions for precast concrete production needs. We provide all the equipment to support construction activities. What we do today will have an impact on tomorrow. It is how we can ensure that tomorrow will be better and more sustainable.
Indonesia mengalami pembangunan infrastruktur yang cepat dan modern, terutama di era milenium. Union Metal dibangun pada tahun 1972 di Jakarta. Dengan bangga, turut berpartisipasi dalam pembangunan tersebut. Pabrik Union Metal kini berdiri di atas tanah seluas 6,2 hektar di kawasan industri Jababeka dan 3 hektar di kaki Gunung Penanggungan di Ngoro Industrial Park, Jawa Timur, mampu menghasilkan fabrikasi metal yang berkualitas tinggi. Pengembangan usaha Union Metal telah dimulai sejak tahun 1980. Dengan dibelinya mesin-mesin produksi berkualitas dari Eropa, maka pabrik ini mampu menghasilkan produk unggulan seperti wire mesh dengan kapasitas hingga 5.000 ton per bulan. Produk-produk unggulan Union Metal antara lain adalah wire mesh, floor deck, atap metal, genteng metal, Union Truss, C-channel, dan siku lubang. Untuk mendapatkan sebuah desain produk yang efektif mengikuti penerapan misi dan visi, setiap produk Union Metal harus melalui fase research and development terlebih dahulu. Produk tersebut diuji coba sampai tercapai kualitas yang terukur. Union Metal menerapkan metode kerja dan produk yang telah diakui oleh standar internasional, terlihat dengan berhasilnya perusahaan mendapatkan berbagai macam ISO untuk sistem penggarapan mutu dan hasil produksinya. Produk-produk kami telah dipergunakan di berbagai bangunan, baik perumahan maupun gedung-gedung perkantoran dan bangunan modern lainnya. Kami menyadari kekuatan kami ada di ketahanan dan kualitas produk kami, sehingga kami tidak ragu untuk menyapa dunia, bekerja sama dengan pelanggan kami dalam membangun dan menyongsong masa depan.
PT Wijaya Karya Bangunan Gedung or Wika Gedung is one of the companies under PT Wijaya Karya Persero, which is established in October 24, 2008. Our vision is acting as the chosen partner to creating space for better humans' life. And our mission to commit to keep customers' trust as a capital to face competitiveness to create high-quality products and services. Life caring, stakeholders engagement, good corporate governance, and business ethic practices. And innovation to increase growth and to create value. Wika Gedung is the best chosen partner to build building construction. Throughout its corporate history, Wika Gedung has had satisfying track record, both experience and performance that are profitable for shareholders. This is in line with the corporate's main target to be world-class building contractor. By positioning itself as a total solution contractor, Wika Gedung provides integrated construction services using advanced technology to give comprehensive construction work solution by upholding safety and quality. Wika Gedung has developed solutions and precast or prefab building through backward integration approach to strengthen supply chain or company core business. To develop forward integration business, Wika Gedung focuses on business development through property business towards investment and concession to gain from recurring income through concession SIM and BOT or build, operate, transfer.
Hello, good morning.
Has been succeeded in completing various projects, Wika Gedung has promising future business prospect. Those achievements are resulted from hard work of the whole corporate member that optimally contribute Wika Gedung has run its business for years and received a various achievement. As a part of Wika Group that operates all over Indonesia, Wika Gedung is recognized and trusted as contractor in construction industry in Indonesia.
This is the journey of our dedication, commitment, alongside the nation to build the dreams. It begins from Kalibrantas expansion project in East Java, Indonesia. Since 1980, history justified that PT Brantas Abipraya were the first BUMN Karya that officially created by Indonesia government. Since that day, we were being inseparable part from Indonesia development. We learned, growing and transforming become the living company that surely proven can step up and facing the challenge. Raised reputation that built through integrity and professionalism has bring the trustworthiness of domestic and international market to handle national strategic and prestigious projects. The global competition demand an efficient and effective technology by utilized building information modeling or BIM and supported with lean construction, ensure every project that we handled is precisely planned, digitized, connected, and synergize every essential element. The latest technology that we applied, demanding higher standard and more dynamic human resource. The interrelation between the technology growth and adaptive human resource is the key to innovations of every construction work that we developed. We believe the harmony of technology and skill regeneration will evolve the way of thinking and sculpting a process-oriented character. And it reflects our core value, akhlak. Well known with the holistic services construction company, which capable handling national strategic projects, currently PT Brantas Abipraya supported with 7 business units and 1 subsidiary that are productively and independently strengthen PT Brantas Abipraya position as one of the best construction company in the market. Abipraya Sumber Daya Air.
Alrighty, good afternoon / evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you to the International BIM Workshop ICEE 2022 CYPE Day 2. First of all, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Stella Suteja, and I will be your host throughout our entire workshop today. You guys should be as excited as I am because today we will have lots of events and interesting things that you should be aware of. Today's workshop will teach us all together about one of BIM's software that is often used in the construction industry itself, which is the CYPE software. But don't worry, because we'll be guided through each of the sessions, starting from the material explanations by our amazing speaker about the software itself, and continued upon with your exclusive Q&A session with our instructor. So for all participants, we would like to invite you to ask during the sessions there are several ways for you to pitch in. First of all, you can use our Slido platform that will be given in the Zoom chat box down below, or you could also enter the code of 026631. Once again, I would like to reply that you can join our Slido with the code of 026631 or through the Zoom chat down below. Second of all, you can ask directly to our speakers by raising your hand, and you will be permitted to ask your questions directly. Also, a little friendly reminder to all participants to kindly download the software as long as the guidelines that are all sent in the Zoom chat down below as well. You should also still be super excited for today because not only do we are accompanied by amazing speakers and workshop sessions, but we also have a voucher of 500,000 rupiah for 3 lucky winners. To get the door prize, it's very easy. Just don't forget to fill the attendance form and use all designated virtual background like I am, sent by the ICEE committee. And once again, after we're talking about the Slido, the raise hand rule, and the voucher, I would like to remind all participants about our rules for today. First of all, participants are expected to use your real name in Zoom and attend before the event starts. Secondly, participants shall keep your microphones off except if permitted. Third, participants may directly ask questions to the speaker on the Zoom platform at a determined time by turning your camera on and using the virtual background, raising your hand, wait to be permitted, turning on the microphone, introducing yourself by your name and origin, then ask away and close your microphone. Fourth of all, participants are not allowed to share the Zoom link to any external parties, and participants are required to fill in the attendance form for certificate eligibility. I will replay this in Indonesia. Pertama, peserta diharapkan menggunakan nama asli dalam Zoom dan hadir sebelum acara dimulai. Peserta diharapkan untuk tidak on microphone apabila tidak diperkenankan oleh moderator. Peserta dapat menyampaikan pertanyaannya secara langsung di Zoom pada waktu yang disediakan oleh moderator dengan wajib on cam melalui virtual background yang telah disediakan, raise hand, tunggu dipersilahkan, on microphone, memperkenalkan diri melalui asal dan nama, bertanya lalu kembali mematikan mikrofon. Peserta tidak diperkenankan untuk menyebar link Zoom kepada pihak lainnya, dan peserta wajib mengisi form presensi dan form feedback untuk memperoleh sertifikat kepesertaan. Alrighty, since we've covered all bases, I would like to introduce our very own speaker for today, because for today's workshop, the ICEE team has invited a very, very special guest, the representative of BIM's prominent software. She has called CYPE her home since 2007 as a member of the Technical Support Department. Her role is to offer technical assistance to users and trainings, online demonstrations, technical conferences, and etc. We would like to welcome our software support technician at CYPE Software, Ma'am Maria Adrian Medrano. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Hello. Fine, thanks. Thank you for this very warm welcome. I'm glad to be here today with you.
We are also really glad to have you here, and I can sense that the room can't wait any longer. So without further ado, the floor is yours, ma'am.
Okay, let's start. Can you see the screen? Am I showing the screen, Stella?
Unfortunately, it is not up yet for the screen.
Okay. Let's see if I can start now. Okay. No, it should be working.
All right, I can see your desktop now, ma'am.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, so I hope I can explain everything I have to explain in 1 hour because we have so many programs. First of all, the first step is to enter in our platform in minserver.center and select English. Just in case you have a problem with that, I'm going to share in the chat. I'm going to share the link. Okay, so everybody can enter here. It's very important. Okay, can you see it? It's very important that everybody goes in this address. So from here, there's no need to register in order to come to this button and enter the store. Okay. From here, you can get an idea of the amount of programs we have. In fact, we have over 150 applications. Today, in today's webinar, what I was going to explain programs about MEP or an HVAC. Okay, so in order to, how can we start? Here, there's the option of writing the name of a program and it will appear. But you can also look, for example, for plumbing and wastewater programs. If we click here, we can see a number of programs related to that. For example, say plumbing water systems, which is a program for the hydraulic installation. Then say plumbing sanitary systems, which is for the evacuation of the same appliances. Then we have a program for solar system installations, even hydraulics for installation, including fan coils, for example. Again, about water, but other kind of installations. All right, for example, then we have a number of programs about fire safety. For example, fire hydraulic systems, which is a very interesting program because it allows us to design the sprinklers installations. Then we have programs about thermal analysis. For example, thermal loads, which calculates the thermal loads of a building. Or another really interesting program is CYPE+, which calculates, is ready to calculate simulations of buildings using Energy Plus. We have also programs about HVAC systems. For example, HVAC.org is one of our most important programs in order to calculate the ducts, the dimensions of the ducts. And we also have manufacturers programs. For example, OpenBIM Dating, OpenBIM Toshiba, OpenBIM Panasonic, etc., which allows us to calculate the installations with a real equipment from the brand that is included in name. Okay, so we also have programs for acoustic analysis. For example, Acubata ICEE, which is a very, very interesting tool. And also electrical systems. For example, these CYPE PV systems allows us to calculate photovoltaic installations. Okay, so more or less this is an overview of the programs we have about the different installations calculation. This is only the part, this part of the analysis of the installations. But how do we start? Because all our programs they need an architectural model. How can we start the architectural model? We can do it from many ways. So something that I find very interesting is that here, again, from BIM-Server.Center, I'm going to start from the beginning. In BIM-Server.Center, if we press here, we can access the blog. And then here we have workflows. And I think this article is really interesting, is what I'm going to explain now. Just in case somebody is lost, I'm going to share the link. 1 second, please. I'm going to share the link here. Okay, so you can, if you want, you can see it in your own computer. I think this part is very interesting to understand the workflow, okay? Because what I show you briefly are the applications we have in BIM-Server.Center in order to calculate the hydraulic analysis of a sprinkler installation or the water installation of a building, etc. But all these programs need an architectural model or an analytical model, depending of if it's acoustic calculation or thermal calculation, or only a simpler design. Okay, so how do we get the architectural model? There are many ways, and always with this architectural model, we start a project on BIM-Server.Center. How could we start? This is the. Let's explain this. The first way could be using CYPE Architecture. CYPE Architecture is a program, a free program that is in our platform. Here, if we write, it's in the first programs, but the easiest way is to press free, and then we get CYPE Architecture. This is a very, very powerful tool that allows us to design the building from the sketch, if we want, and then convert it to architectural model or constructive elements. So this could be one way of starting a project. This is what I'll show you later. Later on, we'll explain this way from CYPE Architecture. Then another way is starting with IFC Builder, which again is a free program that is available in our platform. Here we have IFC Builder. You just need to download from here. In order to do this, you need to be registered. In this case, you have to be registered, which is also totally free of charge. This is IFC Builder. This is another way. Depending on your needs, you can find this beta in the sense that this is faster and easiest program. Okay, depending on your needs, you would prefer one or other. That's why we have many options. Okay, so CYPE Architecture, IFC Builder could be a second way. Then another way is if you have a Revit, if you have modeled the building in Revit, there's a plugin. We have a plugin that converts from Revit to an initiator that will export to a platform. How can we? What do we have to do in order to have this plugin? Again, we just need here. From here, we can access the plugin. To here, the plugin open in Revit. It's so easy to use, and this will allow us to start a project. Then another option is to start the project from CYPE. My colleague David explained it yesterday. This could be one way, okay? You could start, sometimes the projects start from the structure, so it could be possible to start the project that way, starting from CYPE. And the last but not least is if we have an IFC file that we don't have the program with which it was created, we just have the IFC. It's very easy to upload the IFC with IFC uploader and start the project like that. This tool, IFC uploader, is also available here from a platform, IFC uploader. Okay, so like that. So these are the 5 ways to start a project, and depending on the situation, you will find more useful one or other. Today, I wanted to explain the use of 2 programs. I thought Plumbing Water Systems and CYPE Hydraulic Systems. And we are going to start from CYPE architecture. So the workflow we are going to follow is create a project from CYPE architecture, and then we will continue with installations, Plumbing Water Systems and CYPE Hydraulic Systems. I think this will be understood better if I do from the beginning. Okay, I'll explain. Now I'll explain all the process. Okay. Here, first of all, I have to log in BIMserver.center. Okay, so here I'm going to enter my email and password. Okay, here is I can find all the projects I already have. For example, here you can see this project that my colleague David did yesterday. He started the project yesterday and even invited everybody to the project. Just in case somebody wasn't here yesterday, I'm going to share it with you again. Okay, you can. This is good because you can practice yourselves if you can follow the flow. Okay, and the thing is that here he started with the architectural model, and that's one example of project. Okay, today I think I'm going to do from scratch. Okay, I begin from the beginning, just in case somebody wasn't yesterday. Let's start as if from the beginning. Okay, so how can we start? Because I want you to understand what is a project, etc. Okay, how do we start a project on BIMserver.center? What we do is that here we press in create new project. The project name is going to be date, and let's say it's professional. I'm going to say like that, visible to all users and open because to collaboration. So I can invite anybody to this project. This is now I have an empty project. How can I start this and how can I give information to the project? Okay, what I'm going to do is that as I want to start with CYPE architecture, I'm going to open the program and here, always when we install the programs, they all come with examples. I'm going to use this example. See. Second. Well, I'm going to create a new folder here in my computer for today's project. So we give a little time to the program. Okay, let's open this. Okay, and I'm going to save it in this folder. Because with this workflow, the native files are always saved in our computer. What we share in the server.center are the results, okay, or the graphical information, but the files are saved in our computer. Okay, this is the building I'm going to work with, and what I'm going to do is to connect this with the project. Now I select the project they do. Okay, as you see here, the synchronizer is working. Okay, this is something we install once when we install the program. We have to install the synchronizer, and now if we press in share, I'm going to share the architectural model.
Nah,
Sorry to be some reason. Let's wait a little bit. I'm sorry, this computer is a little bit slow. You don't have to stress the computer. Sorry about it. Especially if I'm using Zoom, but normally faster, okay? If you see here, I can follow the process. Here it's telling me this is my user in the server.center. This is the name I have. This is the name of the project, and now it's loading the file. It's uploading that, okay? So I have to wait a little bit, see if it's 100% uploaded. I think I want to show this process because I'd like to make it understandable what is exported to the other projects, to the other programs, sorry. You see here, in content, the project now is empty, but in a couple of seconds, it will have more information. Here it is. Here I have the architectural model. Not only the 3D that what I find interesting is that I have a lot of information that I could share with my colleagues. I could add users to the work team. They can have different roles, so maybe some users can edit the projects, or only maybe others only can see it. But this is a collaborative platform, which is one of the aims of this platform. Okay, sometimes it's maybe I do everything by myself, or maybe I'm in a team. And for example, I asked David to continue with the structure, for example. Well, the thing what I wanted to show is that, for example, here I have the value of fittings. This is important in this case because I want to continue with the plumbing installation. So this is one of the information that can be interesting, and also the spaces in the architectural model that will be read. Okay, I'm going to let me show you something. Here, this is CYPE architecture. Okay, with this program, we have modeled the building. This program is very powerful, and you can start with a sketch if you want, a drawing, imagine or designing the building, and then convert the different elements to architecture constructive elements. Or you could start directly inserting construction elements. This program works in 3D, but also allows you to work like that if you are more comfortable like this, even importing templates if needed. Okay. What I want to show you now very briefly is that in this program I could, now I'm talking about the architectural, I can insert the architectural elements, the constructive elements, the spaces, and also the furniture, which includes the sanitary appliances. Okay, here I could, for example, make, in order to make it, because this has a lot of information, there's information that is needed and other not. So I'm going to leave it more simple. What I'm going to do is here and select everything, but the spaces and the furniture. If I do this, I can see, now I'm going to see only the spaces and the appliances that are going to be read inside plumbing water systems. Okay, we have plenty of tutorials about the different programs. If you're interested in this program, in CYPE architecture, there are many seminars and demos about it. Okay, I just wanted to a very brief comment of the program. Okay, so here, as you see, we have spaces and we have also the appliances, and of course the levels. Okay, this could be the basic elements of the building. Okay, the levels, the spaces, and in this case the sanitary appliances. Okay, so what is the next step? Now I'm going to show you CYPE plumbing water systems. The program from the design of the supply installation. What could be the next step? I start a new file. Let's say it in the same folder as before. Day 2. I'm going to name it Day 2 plumbing. Example. Okay. I accept. And what I'm going to do now is to, of course, link to a BIM server project, and which project? The Day 2 project. If I do this, what is the initiator of the project? The file from CYPE architecture. So let's check it. I accept, and now I'm going to read the architectural model. Okay, here, as remember, I showed you the floor plans. The program is reading the floor plans from the CYPE architecture. Let's click next. Then the space types. And then here, there are options. Let me explain this part. The aim of the plumbing water systems is the hydraulic calculations of the installation. I'm talking about the pressure, flow, diameter of the pipes, etc. This program allows the user to select their own properties, their own checks. You can here, if you press in this button, import configuration, we have a preset or suggestions of codes. For example, if we press here, this is the British standard. If we press here, we can see then a number of options. For example, the consumptions that according to this code. These are the, for example, we can see the velocity, the minimum velocity or maximum velocity in an horizontal pipe according to this code, or for example, the increase of real length. This is because of the accessories, for example. This is just a suggestion. You can create your own from scratch. For example, imagine I want a new limit. I could create a new type of horizontal pipe from the beginning. For example, at the beginning of the installation, maybe in my country, I need, it's always, I don't know, yes, 26 millimeters, for example. So I could do this from the beginning, and of course, I can export this to the library in order to use it in other projects, or I could share with my colleagues. Another option is to use one that is already in the program and copy it, and I make my own with this. In this example, if you have, for example, in my case, I have created one type with my favorite settings or what I prefer. So what I do here is to import. Okay. I'm sorry, because I think I don't, this is not my usual computer. Okay, so I don't have this today. Okay, no problem. I will do other day. I'm going to do something. Okay. No, I have a plan B. These programs can be open more than once, okay? I can have, sometimes this can be useful. For example, if one second. Here it is. It's open so many times. Sorry. I'll show you now in direct how to do this. Okay. Imagine here I have in general options. In this file that is finished, I did a more complete type of horizontal pipes, for example, okay, because I like some different criteria when I'm inside a building. For example, I don't want to modify the diameter because of the pressure drop. So all the diameter doesn't change inside the buildings, for example. Okay, I have my own settings, some things that I prefer, my own criteria. What can I do? Because this is not this doesn't take a lot of time to copy and change and whatever, but once you have done it, it's good to save time. Everybody, time is a treasure. Okay, so what can I do? Once I have decided my own settings, I can export here to my computer and say, for example, imagine I want to call it Maria, for example, so I remember it's mine. Even the program asks you if you want to use it for the next jobs. I'm going to say yes. So it's next time it will be already in the program. Now that I have done this, let me close a little some programs, because I did it too many times. Okay. here it is. Now I'm back to the original file. Okay, the first one I just connected to the project. Now if I press here, I have access to the file. Okay, this is very useful, not only this program, but in all side programs. When you see this icon with the folder and the little arrow, this means that you can export or import libraries. You can do it, for example, for something in particular, for example, the meters, maybe, but like that, I could export only the meter pre-installation one by one, or I can do it globally. It's better. Okay, so everything is with my settings. Of course, you can also, one thing that is quite interesting is the units. You could change the units. I'm comfortable with the international systems, but you could change to IP system, or even one by one, you could press in the different options and select the units you prefer. So this is safe for the next file to do. Okay, but more or less, this is the part of the data. This is very, very important. And here also, you can see also the calculation options. If you want to design, taking into account the minimum diameter or the minimum available pressure requirement. This is up to you. We will talk about it later. Okay, but let's continue. One thing, maybe this is important, the list of consumptions I have. This is the list of possible consumptions. Of course, I could create my own. Okay, let's continue, because this is stuff. I'm reading the architectural model, so I read the floor plans, the space types. Now we were in the general options, and then the last step is the consumption types. This is very important because in this moment we are going to convert from, for example, when the program sees this, we are going to say that this is a WC, for example, okay, or the type of element. This will save us so much time. If you have more than one screen, you can have one in one screen and the other, so you can see it with no difficulty. Okay, here, and so now the conversion. Every time that the program sees a toilet, that's what I want, that every time I read a toilet from the architectural model, I want to convert it to a WC system, for example. When the program sees a wash basin, I want this, the wash basin that is in the British standard. The shower will be this, the shower head. Then the sink is going to be kitchen sink. The washing machine is here. I have one, and then the dishwasher. I have the dishwashing machine. This is how in the British standard is called. Then I press finish. Everything went fine. And here, what I have is, of course, the 3D with all the information. I can check anything I want, even with this button information. I can read the properties. Okay, this is a GLTF, and this reads a lot of information. This is not only a drawing. As you see here, we are reading a lot of information about these elements. Okay, this is the part, the BIM model, but what is important in this part for this program is the levels. Okay, we are reading the levels of the building. Then the spaces. Here you see the contour of the different spaces. This is used in the program in order to know the temperature of the pipes. Here you can say in the city, you can check, you can select with the Azure, with the data viewer. Okay, you can say where is your installation, so the program will know the different temperatures in the exterior. And then if the pipes are inside the spaces, it will know that it's in other conditions. So it's important. Okay, the spaces, it's important to, if you draw the pipes inside or outside the spaces. And then of course we are reading the consumptions. Anyway, well, this is, of course, this saves time because I can read all the consumptions from the 3D model, but it doesn't mean it's necessary to do it inside architecture. I could insert consumption from here also. For example, imagine I didn't insert a wash basin. I can do it from here, no problem. Okay, so it's the same. It could be read from the architectural model, or I can do it myself from here. We have also a very interesting tool that is called Open BIM Water Equipment. That, let me see if I can show you this. Here, Open BIM Water Equipment. I think this is interesting too, because this program allows us to insert the sanitary equipment, so it can be read at the same time by plumbing water systems and plumbing sanitary systems. So we do the things only once, okay? Because this is for the water systems, and we also have sanitary systems. Okay, so as you see, there are many ways of doing almost everything. Depending on your case, you will find something more or less useful. Okay, let me show you a little bit how the program works. This is very, very easy to use, very intuitive, I might say. How can we start? Always, well, our programs, we try that they are as similar, as easy to learn as possible. So we usually work from left to right in that order. So, for example, if you see we are in the installation tab, so we would start with general option and from left to right. The first thing is general options, and we can skip this because we already read it show it in the assistant. Maybe something very brief is that I show you the different checks, but it's also interesting to know that these are the libraries of materials and equipment. For example, here we have the pipes catalog. By default, we have one catalog, but you could create your own from scratch or by copying the existing one. Okay. Okay. So let me please show you a little bit how to work with the program. Here, always the triangles means warnings. This is telling me that the element is disconnected from the installation. It couldn't be. It's really easy to work with this program. For example, I could start from the beginning of the installation, or I can start from here. For example, I can do, if I can start from the elements, I can press a horizontal pipe. Then I choose if it's cold water, hot water, or hot water return. In this case, it is cold water, and I want to say that it's in the interior horizontal cold water pipe. I accept, and then I just have to connect the diff in the blue square. I could do the installation that example. There are many options that make life easier. What I mean is that we have snaps, that button, okay, or even tracking. So I can work with that. Like that, for example, okay, and then here I could insert an accessory. This is my list of accessories. For example, here I could select a cool water stop valve. So I can set it here, do something like that. And continue. Okay. Of course, I have this, the optional button, and then, for example, here I could choose that here I have the vertical pipe, for example. Then I usually prefer, in this case, imagine from the beginning. First, I choose how I want to start. For example, with the supply connection point. I leave it here like that. I leave everything open, so the program will calculate everything for me. And then I select the position of the element. Then an horizontal pipe. In this case, it's not in the interior, so I will select this one. Then, for example, a meter, I could insert a pre-installation. And then a meter assembly. In this case, as I have, there are 6 floors with buildings and 2 houses per floor. I need 12 outlets. So here, like that, you can see 1 square per building. Then, for example, this the vertical. I choose vertical pipe. I want to go from level. Where am I? Sorry, I level 1. Imagine maybe it could be better in another level. But imagine I'm here for level to level 1. I insert, then in this button, and then here I see I just have to connect the pipe. For example, there are many options in order to make it nicer. For example, join elements. So I convert this into only 1 pipe, for example. And imagine here, I could insert general set of pipe, for example. This is very, very simple, but it's only a little example, okay? Like that, I think everything is connected. I could press in design button, and here what I can see is that different elements, these are the kind of checks that the program is going to do, okay? I always like showing when the things are not completed, because you can see how the program helps you knowing if everything is fine or not, okay? For example, here I have problem because the elements are not correctly connected, or for example, the pressure is not enough. These are all the kind of messages that the program is going to tell me. So I have to improve everything. For example, this is a very, very small installation, okay? But maybe the possible diameters are not fine, or in this case, because it is not completed. What I should do, okay, but imagine that the program will not allow me to do something that is not correct. It's going to tell me if any problem that it sees. Okay, this is not finished. I should finish the installation first, okay? I'm also going to show you now something that is completed. Well, one thing before I continue, I want to show you something, because I did this installation a couple of days ago, and the complete installation of this building, of these 6 buildings, maybe I did this in an hour or something like that, very, very fast, because the program has a lot of options that allows us to go very fast. For example, symmetry. I have symmetry copy or symmetry move. And also, what I find really, really interesting is that I can, well, first, the selection of elements is really interesting because, for example, imagine I want to copy. Imagine this is finished, okay? And I want to copy the pipes. I could do a copy from levels 1. I can select this to all the levels I want. For example, level 2, 3, 5, and 6. I do this, and automatically I see the installation in all the plants. For example, the same if, for example, here I insert the hot water production. I can insert it in one floor, and then using the copy button, use it in all the other floors, for example. Or other thing, okay, so another thing that the program allows me to do is to use this, the assign button. So for example, imagine what I was showing before, okay, about the criteria. Maybe I want to change the criteria of this pipe. I could, for example, this with simultaneity, and then I want another pipe with the same criteria. I can choose this, and the program allows me to select other pipes that I want to change. Okay, so let me show you a complete installation, because okay, it's in the other. I have this already open in another see, is this one? Yes, here it is. I'm going to, sorry, but I'm going to close everything. This is the complete project, the complete job. Here you see, this is completed. This is the way it looks when it's finished. As I said, this didn't take me a lot of time, not at all. And the kind of thing you can see is, first of all, once you dimension, you can see the different results in all the elements. For example, because, well, it would start with the consumptions because you have requirements of pressure in the different consumptions. So the program will tell you if it's enough pressure in the element. And then in each span, you can see the flow, the simultaneity used, and also the inlet pressure and outlet pressure. And of course, the pressure loss of the span, which is calculated. Here it is, the hydraulic analysis using the Darcy-Weisbach equation. Okay, in case you have doubts, everything is always very with a lot of explanations about how we did everything. For example, if you press here in this in this pipe, you can see the checks that have been done in this particular pipe, and you can even get the report of this check. In this case, everything verified. In other cases, it can be not verified. When you see logs, it means that you can close it, so the program will not change this data. In this case, I wanted everything calculated by the program, so that's what I did. And well, once you have finished, you see the diameters in all the pipes. And if, for example, in this example, I started from a supply connection, but I could have started, I could have used, sorry, a tank and a pumping system. Okay. In this case, I didn't want to use that, so the program calculated the flow and pressure required at the beginning of the installation. Once this is finished, I can do even a different analysis. For example, graphical analysis. I can, for example, maybe I'm interested in the pressure loss of the span in all the different parts. So if I do like that, I can see it now in every level, or even in the 3D. Maybe I can find it interesting. I can select the BIM model, of course, and then see how this is behaving, how the installation is behaving in each span, in terms of that or in terms of flow. For example, a flow requirement, whatever is in the units that I want, okay? Whatever is interesting for me. Okay, so this is about, well, last thing, sorry. This program lets you get reports of the results of the different, with more detail of the different pipes, and also a list of the materials used in the installation. There's also the possibility of generating the bill of quantities there's a tab for that. So only you need to have a cost database, and the program maps your installation with the cost database and generates the bill of quantities. And another interesting thing is that the program gets the drawings of the installation. Okay. In addition to that, okay, well, that's it. With the legend, etc. of the installation. Of course, we can share this to inserve.center, so it will be viewed in the platform too. Okay, so well, time goes fast. Let's see if I can explain the next program. This is supplying water systems. Then I would like to show briefly another program, which is CYPE hydraulic systems. CYPE hydraulic systems is a program aimed to calculate the sprinklers and fire hose grids for any building. Now that you have seen how supplying water systems works, you will find it really easy to use this other program because it's the same way of working, really. I'll show you now. We just create a new file for CYPE hydraulic systems. Let's call it day 2. Example. Let's connect to the project, in this case day 2. Let's use CYPE architecture as an initiator. Even I could, if I want, I can use additional files. So for example, I could see the water system installation. I'll show you later that, okay? But in this case, let's make it simple because the computer today is a little bit slow. So let's keep it simple now. What are we reading from CYPE from the architectural model? In this case, for this program, we only need the floor plans and the space types. So from here, from CYPE architecture, we're reading the levels and the space types. We can accept. Now here we are. As you see, the interface is really similar. to site planning water system. So you will learn these programs very, very fast. Here, how can we start? Because here is we can see the names of the spaces, but nothing else. How can we start inserting the installation? Well, the first thing I always advise you to see to check the general options, because here in the general options we will tell the program which checks we want to do. In this example, in this case, in this program, we have three presettings. One for the NFPA 13, this is the code from the United States. Then we have an European code, and also we have a code from Singapore. So depending on your case, maybe you can start with the one that is more similar to yours, and then make changes. Example, or start from scratch. Everything is editable by you. Okay. In this case, in this example, I'm going to use the American code. I'm going to import the NFPA 13 2022. It is very updated. What do we get here? By doing this, we get all the specific requirements for the spaces on the installations, depending on the hazard of the space. So, for example, if it's a light hazard space, there will be this minimum operating pressure, this minimum duration of water supply, a maximum operation area. This is because the norm tells us that this even we will say how we obtain this value. But of course, you could use another criteria. Not only you can change the value, but you could say that instead of by surface area, you have a number of sprinklers, a minimum number of sprinklers, or any other criteria. Also, what is very important is here the checks that will be carried out in the sprinklers. For example, in this case, this is a building a 12 dwellings building. It's a residential building, so this is the kind of sprinkler that I'm going to be using. So here I have this maximum distance between the sprinklers, this minimum distance, etc. Okay, so how am I going to continue? Let's accept this. I cancel because I don't know if I made any change. Okay, this is how it is by default, the light hazard space. Okay, what I'm going to do now? Well, this is the requirements. This is the general data telling me the kind of specifications that we want, the equation we want to use, etc. And that I want automatic generation of the accessories. I could also use an increased coefficient, but in this case, I prefer the automatic generation, which is a very, very interesting tool. And then the next step is to, one thing I want to show you this, the sizing rules. There's an automatic sizing rule. So by default, if I want, I can use these sizing rules. Depending on the sprinklers, I get a minimum diameter. And then this is very important is when I have to assign the space types. So if the program reads, for example, a balcony, I don't want to do any check in the balcony, so this is checked. The bedroom, for example, I want light hazard, for residentials, the gallery is going to be excluded. Kitchen will be residential. Excluded. Nothing in the shaft. In the circulation, this is a corridor, so yes. The stairs the same. These are the names that I give to the spaces in CYPE architecture. It could come from Revit, for example. Okay, let's keep this. Okay, so the next step is to insert installation. I can directly start inserting the different elements. And the program allows me to do it manually. Here, I have in hydraulic analysis, I have the option of inserting the sprinkler by hand. I could do like that. I have these predefined sprinkler types. Independent sprinkler for standard coverage or average sprinkler. If it were a real example, here instead of standard sprinkler, I would use residential sprinkler because this is, as I said, a building. Here you should use the right values from a catalog, okay? And then you can insert the sprinkler in the space. In this example, it's going to be, this is a residential, I am going to use only one sprinkler per space. So this will be here in the middle of the space, for example. And here, with this tool, new protected area, I'm going to draw the area. So here I have, this is the protection area for this sprinkler. This is, and then I just have to draw the branch line. I don't worry if it's a branch or another type of pipe because I leave it open. So it could be a branch line or a cross main. I leave it open because the moment I press in the design button, the program will decide what type of pipe it is. This is what I show you now is the manual way of creating a sprinkler and the protection area. But we have also very cool options. For example, imagine you are in a parking, creating the installation of a parking or a warehouse. Here, in hydraulic analysis, I have a lot of options. For example, branch line that allows me to directly create a branch line of sprinklers. I have also the option of a cross main with branch lines, like this one. I also have the option of reader system. And last but not least, I want to show you something that is very interesting, especially in large spaces with regular shape. For example, imagine I have a space that is parking, whatever. I would have another type of space, of course. Imagine something like that. And I have this, imagine I have this space. I could be creating the sprinklers and then the new protected area as I showed. But what can I do in order to do it really, really fast? I could use the automatic generation. If I use this button, the program asks me the type of generation I want, if I want a reader system or a central cross main, for example, this reader system, the type of sprinkler I want to use, if the protection area is going to be rectangular or circular, then the space in between the sprinklers and between branch lines, I accept, and then I just have to press the contour of the space and the program automatically generates the installation. Of course, I will have to continue with the beginning of the installation and then the supply connection. And if I want, I can complete the installation in a way or another. But I think it's obvious the time that this saves, okay? Of course, this program also has a lot of options for that make us save time, because we can copy onto another floor plan, even selecting the type where we want to. For example, if we only want to copy, for example, the design elements on the pipes or okay, from floor to floor. So, that's how I did what I want to show you now. Again, One second, because I can't find. 1 second, please. With my file. Here it is. Sorry, I couldn't find the complete model. Okay. Here it is. What the complete installation? Okay, I did as I showed you with one. Okay, I started with one sprinkler. If to be honest, I only had to draw this part of one of the buildings, and then using the symmetry copy, I did it in the other part of the building. I did a symmetry, and then I used the copy on the floors in order to copy from level 1 to level 6. So this was really fast, and it didn't take me long, not at all. Then another interesting part of this program is not only the creation of the protection area and the sprinklers, but also the design scenario. You have to tell the program the area of operation. The program tells you what is the worst here. Here. The program automatically tells you which is the hydraulically most remote sprinkler. So you will know that you have to include this sprinkler in the area of operation. Okay, so you draw you draw the area of operation, including, okay, like that. This is what you can see here in the red with the green form, green shape. So this is what I did. So the program checks if it's the operation area is in the limits that the code allows. For example, in this case, for this kind of hazard, the maximum operation area is of 139 square meters, and the maximum allowable protection area is 36.16, and everything is fine in this case. So that's what I can see one by one. If something is wrong, I would see here a red circle, and the program would tell me where I have problems. Okay, this is a finished installation that has no problems, but in case there were problems, I would know. In this program, again, I can do a graphical analysis of the different results. What I can see, there are a lot of tools in order to analyze the behavior of the program. Another thing, an interesting thing is the reports I get. On the one hand, I get the project, which of course I can export to different formats. For example, PDF. Okay, here it is. Sorry, because apparently Acrobat Reader wasn't installed in this computer. Okay, otherwise I wouldn't get so many questions. This is the report of the calculation. Much detail. I have one thing that is I don't want to forget to say is that it's also possible to install from tank and then booster set. This is a simple installation, but if you install the program, you can have access to many other examples, and you can check that this CYPE hydraulic system is a very powerful tool that allows you to calculate complicated installations too, like this, okay? For example,
Hi, ma'am. I'm sorry to cut into the session, but friendly reminder, we have about 5 to 10 more minutes.
Okay, so about 5 minutes?
5 to 10.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Thank you for telling me. As you see, I have so much, we have so many programs and so much information. It's only, I could spend hours, but I think it's enough with this, at least for today. What I'd like to say, because more or less I think I had enough time to explain a little bit how we work with the program or the different options, but maybe what I didn't explain is how to get information about the programs, and I think that's quite interesting. I'll tell you now. When you start the programs, all of them come with examples. This is the first thing, okay? To know that when you open the programs, you can have access to the different example files. Only in the beginning, you press in examples, and you get access to a lot of files that you can see and work with. You can copy the files and then start working with them. Okay, so first of all, I think that's quite interesting to know that you can have access to these example files. Okay, next thing, whenever you use a program, for example, in Server Center, imagine we come to here, let's see, in the store. For example, fire safety, CYPE hydraulic systems. First of all, in the store, in the different programs. First of all, we usually have a link to the website. So here you can have a little description of the programs, the options, okay, with more detail. For example, in this program, it uses EPANET, things like that can be interesting for you. And another thing is that there's usually this icon with a folder that says available documents. And here you can see if there are tutorials of the program or seminars. Okay, so maybe, for example, today we were only, I don't know, half an hour, but there are longer webinars talking about these programs, okay? So I think it can be interesting. Different webinars of the different programs. I invite you to use a CYPE International YouTube channel. Here we have a lot of our programs. Okay, CYPE International.
Ma'am, I'm so sorry. I think your voice was cut out. We can't really hear you right now. I think there are some issues with the microphone.
Okay, I try to solve it.
Ah, we can hear you now. We can.
Now, can you now? Okay, okay.
Yes.
Is it fine? Okay, okay. Here, sorry, just in case somebody you missed this, I repeat it. We are available at support@CYPE.com. In case you have any doubt, any issue, any problem, we would be really well. There's no problem in contact us, and we can help you with any of your doubts. Okay. So, well, I think more or less I said the most important things. Now, what I hope is that you like it and you try the programs.
Okay, thank you so much for the incredible session, ma'am. We learned so much about CYPE architecture, the IFC builder that is free of charge as well, Autodesk Revit, CYPE CAD, and last but not least, the IFC uploader, and also your step-by-step demo that is really helpful. And do check to every participant to check CYPE International YouTube channel that has been given in the link down below. Once again, thank you so much to Ma'am Maria for the presentation regarding CYPE BIM solutions for MEP and project management. And now we are moving on to our Q&A session. So can we please have you turn off your screen sharing option, ma'am?
Of course.
All right, we would like to encourage all participants who have any questions to ask right away. Any of you who have questions can ask via our Slido platform or as simple as raising your hand and I will let you speak to our speaker right away. And it seems like we have many questions already in our Slido, ma'am. I think you can choose the questions that you would like to answer and answer it right away.
Okay. Okay, yes, I'll start with this one. I see this question, where to see if a plumbing systems do not clash with isn't the latest question?
Yeah, the latest question is from Anonymous.
That says that where to see if our plumbing systems do not clash. Okay, we have this one. We do not clash with the structural other elements. That's a very interesting question from a point of view, and I'll explain it. First of all, in the 3D, for example, if I come to my project, second, please. Example. Here, this is a project I did the other day, and here I have different installations in this. For example, there's the architectural model, but I could make it transparent and activate the fire extinguishing installation and the water supply installation project. Here, I can see the different installations all together, okay?
Ma'am, I'm so sorry. We are unable to see your screen.
Oh, okay, okay. Can I share it now?
Yes, you can.
Okay, okay,
That
okay.
would be great.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, okay. I'll start again this part, okay? First, that if I open my project in Inception Center, in the 3D, I can see all the installations, so I can visually see if there is any problem, any clashes with the different installations. I could do this in the 3D, or also when I'm using the different programs, I see here, for example, not this one second, please. Imagine I'm with the other. In the 3D, I could all the installations overlap. Okay, so I can see what I did the last time. If I did the water system installation or the sanitary system installation all together, but we also have a specific tool in order to detect clashes. Okay, so this tool is in. Please. Here, if we come to the store, the name is model. When you model checker, I can, if I write model, here it is. Open BIM model checker. This is a free tool. It can be sometimes it has some cost if you want the automatic detection of the classes, but there's an academic version too. And this is very interesting program because it's aimed to this for working, because especially when you're working with a work team, it allows you to communicate with the different people that are involved in the project and tell them about the different issues that you are seeing. If there is something that, I don't know, is not possible, that this element is there, because not only class detection between installation, but also with the, I don't know, maybe with a facade, things like that. Here, the name is Open BIM Model Checker, and here in available documents, you have tutorials and seminars about it. It's very interesting, I think. Especially you see short videos explaining the different steps. Okay, so this question is in Open BIM Model Checker is the solution. Okay, and one thing, sorry, if you don't mind, there was another question about the waste.
Yes.
I think I understood it was wastewater installation. So if you don't mind, now that I'm sharing the screen, we have a program for wastewater. It's supplying sanitary systems. So the same way, it's very similar to supplying water systems. We continue with the installation, and this is this reads the sanitary appliances, or we can insert them here as these charges, and well, is connected to the platform as well. Okay, maybe should I stop sharing the screen?
Yes, that would be great.
Okay.
Hopefully it answers two questions. The first one answered was where to save our pumping system do or do not clash. And the second question answered was how do we make waste material calculations based on BIM. Hopefully hopefully it answers the questions. And moving on to our next question, there are still several questions that you can choose from, ma'am.
Okay. Let's see. Is each and every of the 151 site programs fully linked and interoperable? Well, tough question. Let's see. Some of the programs are different strategies. What I mean is that, for example, we have IFC Builder and we have Cyber Architecture. These two programs are programs, the goal is to create the architectural model. If I use one, I don't use the other. I have to decide how I want to start. This is, but sometimes that's it. Not all of them are connected between them, but most of them are. I hope this answers the question. Anyway, if something is not answered or not completely answered, feel free to contact me later on, okay? In support@site.com, you can write an email and I'll give you a more complete answer, okay?
That would be amazing. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and for the participants, you can definitely contact Ma'am Maria for further questions. And I think we have still a little bit of time for one more question. So it would be great to answer one more, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, somebody asked about the cell phone or the programs. What is the applications have to be run in a computer, but we have also some tools. Let's see if I can see them. Let's see, 1 second. I log out. If we press, we have the synchronizer. Let's see if I can find it from Center. Here, okay, we can start from the beginning. If we press Center, and then here applications, we have in English. We have some applications for the cell phone. This Center is an application in order to have the synchronizer in your cell phone. So it like you see here, so you can follow the project if there has been any changes, somebody has completed a part or uploaded a certain part, and be updated. This is one of the things. And the other, the augmented reality, also for the cell phone. So yes, we have some apps for the cell phone also. And well, somebody maybe other thing about if it's easy or not to use the program. Well, to use the programs, we try to make the programs as understandable as possible. Anyway, they have most of them have also handbooks, for example, or user manuals. If you open CYPE Hydraulic Systems, for example, you will see that there is a user's manual. So, for example, in this case, you can read it and even have access to YouTube videos explaining the different steps. For example, yes, anything. So, as I said, we try to make them as understandable as possible, and there are handbooks, seminars, tutorials, and of course, our support. We are always glad to hear from you and help you.
Okay, hopefully it answers all of the questions. For those of you who have your questions unanswered, don't worry, because you still can contact Ma'am Maria through the email supported below or through other platforms. Where do you like to be contacted at, ma'am?
Of course.
All right. Thank you so much once again. Thank you very much to Ma'am Maria for taking the time to come by to ITB Civil Engineering Expo 2022. And to wrap up today's insightful session, we would like to invite you to give a final closing statement to all of the participants here today.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. This has been a real pleasure for me. And I hope this is only the beginning of a relationship. So now that we have met, please don't hesitate to contact us, and we will be glad to show the programs and help in anything you need.
All right, this is definitely the start to further collaborations. However, Ma'am Maria, we would like to ask you to stay a little, because there's a little form of appreciation and gratitude for all of the insights you have given us today. The ICEE 2022 team has prepared a certificate of appreciation. And for the certificate session, we would like to invite Kian Christopher as ICEE 2022 committee representative to give a token of appreciation to Ma'am Maria, our speaker for today. And we would also love to invite all participants to give all of your best reactions through the features available on the Zoom here. And to Kian, the time is yours.
All right, thank you, Stella. Good evening or afternoon in Spain for Miss Maria Adrian. So I, on behalf of ICEE ITB 2022's Expo Committee, would like to present this certificate as token of appreciation and gratitude for your wonderful workshop delivery on the introduction to CYPE's MEP solution.
Thank you very much.
I personally feel that the material presented here is very useful, insightful, and knowledgeable, and I'm sure that will be the same for all the participants here. To commemorate this special occasion, let's take a photo, yeah. On my mark, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay, once again, thank you so much, Kian, for the amazing welcome for our speaker. And thank you so much, Ma'am Maria, for all that you have given us in today's workshop. If you do have any other activities to attend to, you may leave the Zoom meeting. However, we do have a last documentation session at the end of this event right now. All right, moving on, ICEE 2022 does not only hold an amazing BIM workshop. However, this year, ICEE also provide its first ever virtual exhibition. Here, you, participants, could visit your favorite company's booths, directly communicate, and there is also a job fair where you may upload your CV. Wow, really interesting, right? Therefore, don't forget to check out our 3D60 virtual exhibition that can be accessed through bit.ly/3D Expo ICEE 2022 with all capital letters after the bit.ly, or you can also check the Zoom chat down below. And hold your excitement because I am currently about to announce the thing that you might have been waiting for. Drum roll, which is our door prize. If you remember, I mentioned earlier that there are 500,000 rupiah as our vouchers to 3 lucky winners. And without further ado to the operations team, let's see the wheel. All right, and for our third winner, it will be, who's it gonna be? Is anyone confident that they will win? And our third winner is all right. Seems like the screen freezes. I think it's kind of scared to see who the winner is, so we'll wait for it a little bit. But can we see some exciting faces? And let's turn on your cameras in case you win and you have the prize. Let's see them. All right, still waiting on the wheels. A little bit of recap. We do have 500,000 rupiah as vouchers for 3 lucky winners that will be divided. For the third winner will receive 100,000 rupiah. The second winner will achieve 150,000 rupiah, and the first winner will get 250,000 rupiah. Seems like the wheel is back up, so we'll redo our third winner. Congratulations to all right, for our third winner, we have Ilham Mariat Mora. Congratulations to Ilham for winning 100,000 of vouchers. And stay tuned because we will announce how you can claim your prize. Moving on, we have our second winner. Straight up from the wheel as well. Our second winner for today's workshop is congratulations to, is it the blue one? Congratulations to Dennis Satyo Jati. Congratulations because you just achieved 150,000 rupiah as vouchers. And moving on, our CYPE Day 2 ultimate winner, or the first winner is, okay, hold your nervous faces down. Congratulations to Panji Agung Setiadi for winning 250,000 rupiah as vouchers. Once again, we would like to congratulate all of the winners. For you who are the chosen one, kindly reach out to our representative in the Zoom chat below, whom you can see the WhatsApp number and line ID to, and claim your prize, because if you don't, maybe I will. Alrighty, I can't believe I'm saying this, but we are already at the end of our workshop today. However, it does feel a little off to go on without commemorating our beautiful event tonight. Therefore, we would like to invite all participants to kindly turn on your cameras and use the virtual background given, because we are going to take some pictures. I'll be waiting for everyone to turn on your cameras until 40, and prepare your best poses because we'll be taking lots of pictures. Don't forget to use the given virtual background that you can check on our Zoom chat down below. And a slight reminder to everyone to kindly fill in our attendance form and also check out our 3D virtual exhibition. Learn more about your dream company, ask your questions there, and drop your CV. We never know what could come out of it. It is open until the 22nd of February 2022, so please do check it out. And okay, it seems like people are gathering up. Let's wait another minute to do so. All right. Today's event, we learned a lot personally myself from our workshop and our interactive Q&A session. Then we also have our door prize of our 3 lucky winners. Don't forget to contact our representative as well. And it seems like everybody is gathered up. And to the documentation team, the time is yours.
Oke, karena buat teman-teman yang bisa on cam masih ditunggu ya 2 menit lagi sembari teman-teman ya menunggu teman-teman yang lain boleh
Okay, whilst waiting for everyone to turn on their cameras, I would like to talk to some people about today's workshop. And let's see, who do I want to talk to? It feels like, okay, it feels like the committee has a different thought. I would like to remind everyone to share your feedback with us in bit.ly/feedback CYPE Day 2 workshop. Once again, fill out our feedback form and the screen right now.
Oke, karena ada 7 slide untuk slide pertama 1, 2, 3. Untuk slide kedua 1, 2, 3. Untuk slide ketiga 1, 2, 3. Untuk slide keempat 1, 2, 3. Untuk slide kelima 1, 2, 3. Untuk slide ke-6 dan terakhir ya 1, 2, 3. Oke, dikembalikan ke MC. Terima kasih.
Okay, thank you for the documentation team, and that wraps up our event for today. Once again, on behalf of the ICEE 2022 committee, I would like to thank Ma'am Maria Adrian Medrano and every participant for making time to join us here today. Hopefully, all of the insights that you've learned will be very much useful for your day-to-day life. And don't forget to follow us and join other ICEE events by visiting our online virtual exhibition and interact with your dream company. Visit through bit.ly/3D Expo ICEE 2022 with all capital letters after the bit.ly. Lastly, I would like to promote a little bit of ICEE 2022 in collaborating with various national and international companies as exhibitors. Keep yourself updated by our social media for more information through our email iceitb@gmail.com, Instagram and Twitter @ICEEITB. Don't forget to tune in for more informations. Also, our Facebook and LinkedIn @ITB Civil Engineering Expo and our website @ICEEITB.com. I think that's all for today. I'm Stella Suteja signing out. Thank you and see you on our next event. Bye-bye.